On today's show, Mercedes' tiny little car that turns into a tiny little train.
And Microsoft creates some crazy augmented reality painting. You go, girl.
And lastly, 2 giant robots that already exist might get in the greatest fight ever to exist. Robot fight! It's Tomorrow Daily. Greetings, citizens of the internet. Welcome to Tomorrow Daily, the best geek talk show in the known universe. I'm Ashley Skeva. Joining me as always, Khail Anonymous, who loved Terminator Genesis last night. And by loved, I don't mean that.
I'm gonna say it here and now.
Okay.
I'm gonna say it here and now.
It's a special announcement.
I officially retire as a Terminator fan. I'm done. I've been through a lot.
Resigning.
We've seen a pretty big drop off. I love Sarah Connor Chronicles.
Okay.
Good stuff.
Yeah, great.
I'm into that whole world. But officially, I'm out. After
you're
Terminator
done.
Genesis, I'm out.
Should we hide this
robot? They
robot?
retconned the timeline. They introduced. I didn't like the casting. Look, I didn't like it. I'm retiring.
That's an understatement.
If you enjoy Terminator, and if you enjoy it and you think you're gonna have fun, go ahead. But I'm retiring. I'm done. Let's hit the headlines.
Yeah.
Logan, you
gonna torture you with that.
Roll. I hate it.
All day.
I hate it. It's like he's smiling at my pain.
Yes.
All right.
That's
Okay.
exactly
Let's talk about something happy.
All right.
here.
Okay.
All right. So we've seen Microsoft Research do some crazy fun things, right?
Yes, that is true.
Well, they're not stopping. Now they've got this AR paint thing, which is incredible. I can't wait to show you this.
Okay.
It's using augmented reality and, of course, the Kinect, which they love to use.
Whoa.
So this basically scans a room and makes a 3D render in real time, and the user can mark objects with paint colors. Yeah, look, virtual painting.
It looks like it's all covered in duct tape.
What?
Like that render looks like everything's covered in duct tape.
Yeah, I'd say it's not
It's
a perfect
awesome.
science. It looks pretty good.
It's awesome.
So anyway, when you mark something like a chair, like he's marking the chair, it's going to flood it with color, and it also recognizes anything else that is marked as a chair and paints that accordingly. It's kind of like a Microsoft Paint, but like with future tech.
Yeah, this is weird. It's like augmented
that, a
reality
banana?
Microsoft Paint. This is so bizarre.
Is that a banana,
Yeah,
a
it's
pickle?
a blue banana and some kind of coffee mug. Yeah, it's a coffee mug.
They're not, so this is all fun and all. Like, you know, Microsoft Research
Whoa, it
has
just
some
filled
fun.
in everything, like you said.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It's like, this is a chair as well. It's green now. So they're not trying to sell this. This is just like Microsoft Research having fun. They're just kind of trying to show off like, hey, look at all the kind of stuff you can do. This looks like Splatoon. How come you didn't say that?
I was going to say, this looks like the world's worst interior designer right now. Like, this looks like IKEA nightmares. That's what this looks like.
So this is called Semantic Paint. Sorry to drop that so late in the story, but it's called Semantic Paint. Again, this is just a little fun thing Microsoft Research is goofing around with. So there you go.
Wow, I could totally
paint your bananas blue.
I could totally see this coming into play for things like interior design. Like if you're thinking about painting your wall, you put on your HoloLens, you just go like this, and then you could see what the whole wall would look like, as opposed to like using an AR app on like an iPad, which might not be as good. I could totally see anybody putting on a HoloLens and doing that and loving it.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of those scratching the surface type things. It's like it's a concept, and they're trying to get the ball rolling so that your brain can fire off electrodes and stuff.
Fire off electrodes, I like it. Can I please tell you about what might be for me my favorite story we've ever talked about on Tomorrow Daily? 202 episodes in.
I'm hyped.
202 episodes in, and we might have a robot fight happening within a year.
We did it!
And not just like battle bots, which is awesome in and of itself. I'm talking giant 12,000-pound robots duking it out. USA v Japan. Like, this is serious business. Okay, so let's take a look at this video. This is from Megabots Inc. Megabots Inc. has a robot named the Megabot Mark II. The Megabot Mark II is 12,000 pounds of pure robot battling goodness. There are giant guns that fire out. These are 3-pound paint cannonballs that are shot out of these crazy Gatling guns. They have challenged officially Karatas.
Oh yeah, we reported on that.
We did, which is from Sudobashi Heavy Industries. It's a 9,000-pound robot, if you forgot about it, with a crazy advanced targeting system. There's a single-person control in there, or you can control it with your iPhone. We talked about that. So they came on this video, and obviously we're feeling very patriotic. They're here from the US. They were wearing American flag capes, and they were walking and being total like badasses. And they were like, listen, guys, Tsutobashi, we're coming for you. We want to set up this fight. Let's have these two giant robots duke it out. You got a 9,000-pound robot with one person inside it. We got a 12,000-pound robot with two people inside it. Let's make this happen.
Sounds like a very expensive battle.
It sounds like a very expensive battle indeed, because if I'm not mistaken, I think that Karatas cost over almost $1.5 million to build. So these are not cheap, obviously.
But it's worth it.
I would pay...
My money is on Japan, because they are
targeting.
much better about robots than we are. Like they have Robotech.
Well, it fires when you smile, remember? When you like smile for that little camera and then it shoots the BB Gatling gun?
Yeah.
Like,
This thing's ready to...
It's pretty legit. I mean, okay, so Megabot says they're going to give Tsutobashi 1 year to set up the fight. They get to set the terms of the fight. And then in a year, they're going to... And they also need time to adjust the robots, because they're obviously not what they call combat ready, which who knows what that means, because they already have 3-pound paintball cannonballs in there.
So it's not for sure. It's just a challenge at this point.
Challenge.
Okay.
The gauntlet, the actual robot gauntlet, has been thrown down.
My God.
I think they should listen. Tsutobashi, if you're watching, go for it, because
better
this
than
seems
Mayweather
amazing.
and
100 times. I would pay for this on pay-per-view. Like legitimately, would pay
Jay-Z
for
would
this.
be there in the stands, being
Yes.
like. Actually, I can't do a Jay-Z impression. I'm sorry.
Being like, like I don't know.
That's your Jay-Z?
That's the best Jay-Z I have. I'm sorry.
No, that's more like Nelly.
Is that
or
Nelly?
something. Oh, no. Sorry, P Diddy.
P Diddy. All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's the is like that's P Diddy to me. Like I hear the.
Oh, so you need the yeah. Okay. Well, there you go, P Diddy. Hopefully, you'll get to check out these robots fighting. That would be.
Please make this happen, everybody. Yeah. This has to happen. It has to happen. And that brings
us.
It's
like steel.
Yeah, it's like real steel.
Like real
Except
steel.
maybe a good entertaining thing.
Yeah. Sorry, real steel.
Sorry, Hugh Jackman. That brings us to our hashtag of the day, which is TD Robo Fight. And we just want to know who you think would win. Do you think you're going to go with Megabots Mark II? Megabot Mark II, or are you going to go with Karatas? I mean, you already said you think Karatas is going to take it. I
want to know what you guys think. What weapon should they put on there?
Oh, I like that too.
What weapon should they put on there to like really clinch the win?
Yeah, what do you think?
I really want a big buzzsaw.
Oh, buzzsaw,
like,
nice.
It's like, ah! right down the center. Cut him up.
I like that.
Good. What
I like it. I'm gonna say I really like the idea of it having a high-powered laser that it can burn through. Like the arm of the other one and like drop the arm off.
Where'd the laser be?
Oh, well, you got to mount it right on the head. Yeah,
okay.
right on the head. You got to get like either eyes or you do one mega laser. Like I like the idea of a big heat, like high-powered laser.
Or another good one would be if it was, it's out there and then all of a sudden it's like calling other robots and it makes like a big old robot.
Like Ultron.
The little one's like, oh no.
Help me. I love this story so much. It made me so happy when I read it this morning and watched the video. The video is hilarious. You absolutely have to watch it because they get really into like the Megabots robot. They're like, we added big guns, like, and everything's translated in Japanese so that Tsutobashi can read it. It's great. It's amazing. So great job, Megabots Inc. And I really hope you get your robot fight because I want to see it. And in fact, Khail and I are volunteering right now to commentate, to do color commentary on the fight if it happens.
No, I want to pilot it.
Anywhere it is. You want to pilot it?
I want to pilot it.
Okay, Khail's volunteering to pilot. Or co-pilot, because Megabot, if you want to ride Megabot, you got to rep USA. You'd have some other pilot in there too. There's two people.
I think I'd be full of expletives, so they can't use me. I'd just be like, oh.
Yeah, I know. You just be screaming and having the time of your life.
Flipping tables.
I would totally go John Madden on it and be like, the robot that takes apart the other robot is the robot that's going to win today. And I'd make all these crazy, like, nonsensical Captain Obvious comments. It would be amazing. TD RoboFight, that's your hashtag. Okay, really briefly, let me tell you about this 4-rail. This is a crazy publicity stunt. Not real. Pretty interesting, though. I like that they did it. It's just kind of a fun little thing. Mercedes has a little car called the 4-4. There it is right there. And they turned it into a train. It's a tiny little mini train. You can see, watch, you'll see the tires have been replaced with these giant 22-inch steel discs. They're just these gigantic, like basically they're railroad wheels. They're like train wheels. They threw them on there. and they ran it down the track as if it were a real train, which is super weird. It took 6 months to figure out. They worked with a company called Interfleet to figure this out. They, like I said, swapped out the wheels with solid steel discs for traction on the railroad, and then they removed the steering. They put in supports so the wheels stayed straight permanently, because obviously you don't want like a bunch of wibbly wobbly wheels like you would in a car, because they're not really doing any turning on their own. And then they took a 10-mile ride on the track. So that's what they did. Then they removed it from the tracks. They were able to retrofit it back to its normal state as a 4-4 and not a 4-rail. It doesn't look like it went terribly fast, but it is moving at a little bit of a clip right here. So kind of fun. I like this one where it's like running side by side with a real train. Kind of weird. And I'm pretty sure that's like the Hogwarts Express. That train looks like the Hogwarts Express.
I am super disappointed in this guy. That guy should have gotten out and surfed on this thing.
That would have been, yeah, like
it's
Mission
totally
Impossible
safe, bro.
style.
Come on.
It wasn't that fast. He could have totally done it. Would have been amazing.
So he's eating, what is it, Swedish goldfish? What was that?
Probably. I don't know. And he was reading the paper.
6 months. Okay. I'm usually all for concept stuff, but that was really weird.
It was super weird. And they said there's not really a plan to like kind of put these in production or anything. But they just, they thought it would be really fun to do it. And I do like this sort of idea of you know, just having an idea and like making it, it is very weird, and obviously we're never going to see it happen in real life, but it's kind of fun to be able to just remodify stuff and put it out on the tracks and freak people out. So little tiny train from Mercedes, 4-rail, kind of cool. Anyway, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. It's Thursday. We'll talk about what we're into, and then of course we have your user feedback, so don't click away. It's Tomorrow Daily. Welcome back to the show. We've returned. It's Thursday. It's time to talk about things we like. This is Into It.
Kind of late to the game on this one.
Hit me.
Sometimes it's okay to be late to the game
Totally.
on some things. I figured out something about myself, but this week I'm into Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Ooh, okay.
And I'm late to the game because it's had a really slow start. I tried to get into it at the beginning,
I heard
and
that.
it didn't work out. But I also learned that I'm kind of into waiting till a bunch of it is out and then binge watching it so that I can get all the character development to, you know, at once. Really good show, but it's like usually at the tail end of the season does it get good. It's impressive, like the scale at which this show can actually go. Like some of the set pieces, even some of the CG. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's pretty good for television. And there's some great cameos. Sif from...
Oh, Lady Sif from Thor.
Yeah, Lady
Cool.
Sif from Thor's in there. Samuel L. Jackson pops up a few times.
What?
What's
Now I
the
gotta
other
see
girl that was the second in command next to Agent Coulson in the Avengers movies?
Oh, Maria. So, Colby Smulders.
Yeah, she's in a couple of episodes, so it's pretty cool. There's a lot of surprises. What's even better is when the Hydra thing takes over. Anyway,
no Hydra.
maybe you were into it at the beginning. It's worth giving a shot to like some of the later episodes.
Swing back around to it, because maybe it's just, you know, slow burn, but if you can binge watch it now, maybe you'll get past that a little quickly and get into the good stuff.
So what did you think of it, Producer Logan?
I'm a little behind, but it was starting to get good when I dropped off.
Probably right around when you started really enjoying it.
Yeah, so it's pretty good. I'm into it this
Nice.
weekend. I'm trying to
Right.
chug through it by the end of the 4th of July weekend, so there you go.
Very nice.
It's cool.
So I want to tell you about this game that I started playing. I've heard really good things about it, and I didn't really know what it was.
Is it an indie game?
It is an indie game.
Surprise there.
It's called Her Story. And
Oh, yeah!
have you heard of this?
You have?
Okay, so this is really fascinating. I did not think that narrative gaming could be redone, but this totally does that. So you open up the app. It's an app. It's a game that you can get on iOS, so your iPad, iPhone. You can also do it on PC. It's on like Steam and OS X. So you can get it on Mac or PC if you have a Mac or PC. So what all it is like this 1980s, this like crazy computer interface. So let me, okay, so here's the computer interface. And when you start the game, search term is murder. So it's in there, and they give you these clips, and there's 4 clips, and it starts the story. And all they are FMV video of this woman being interrogated by the police.
Okay.
And you're the cops, and you have to figure out if this lady killed this guy. because he's been murdered. So you listen to these 4 clips and you go, oh, she said this, or she mentioned this person. So I'm going to look that up as a search phrase. And then you look that up and then there's more clips. And then you got to watch those clips and you got to keep going. And it's like a game version of Serial. Like, it's really fascinating and fun. It's like such a good detective game.
Let me ask you, because you're making it sound like a very big and expansive game.
No.
How many hours would you say is in this?
Probably, I'm not done with it yet, but probably like a couple hours of your time.
Okay.
So it's an iOS game. You're not gonna spend 10 hours on this. I'm kind of getting through it slowly. Like, I'm trying to like kind of enjoy it and really get through it.
So is it just a yes or no? Like, at one point
There's
you're
no
just
yes or no's. I don't know what the ending is, and I don't want to look it up. I don't want to spoil it for myself, so now I'm not spoiling it for you. I was actually just saying this today. I don't know if the ending is you find a clip of maybe her confessing or her being exonerated somehow, and then you just go, oh, well, that's the end of the game. Like, after you watch that clip, it goes, congrats, you figured it out. But, like, there's got to be some search phrase that gives you the final answer to the game. I'm guessing. Or maybe it doesn't. I don't know. Maybe it's like Serial and it's ambiguous. And you have to draw your own conclusions. But it's like $5 on iOS. So I would say well worth the time. Like, it's really interesting. And if you like mystery games, detective stuff, or if you just really like things that... This is a way to tell a story that I've not yet seen before, and I just think it's super fascinating, and I'm really impressed. So that's what I'm into right now. Like, I'm literally right in the middle of being into it. So I haven't finished it yet. Like, I'm still getting through it, and I started it yesterday, and I'm just like, oh my God, this game is awesome. Like, it's so cool.
Sounds good.
Yeah,
Sounds good.
really dig it. Her Story, that's what it's called. So, and just so weird and like quiet. Like, there's not, it's all just weird, like interrogation interviews. You actually feel like you're like looking at somebody's real life, like interrogation for murder. It feels like it could be a real story. It's pretty cool. Okay, so now that we've talked about us, it's time to talk about you. Let's hit your user feedback. It's always the easiest transition of the week. Always the easiest one. Into it to user feedback. Okay, you guys, we asked you to use the hashtag TDMakeMe to tell us what you'd want robots to do or make for you in your house. You did not disappoint.
Did a lot of people say rich people stuff like you did?
No.
I want one to crack open my lobsters and polish my gold statues of myself.
Paint large portraits of me for over my mantles.
Okay,
I have 18 fireplaces.
Of course they didn't disappoint.
No. Steven wrote in and said, fetch me beer and pizza until Skynet takes over and he makes me do it. I like this idea of the robot being like...
He knew he was going to do that when he read. Producer Logan knew it. Okay.
Great work, Steven. Great job. Christopher wrote in and said...
good job, Logan.
And good job, Producer Logan. Christopher said, it would make me coffee on demand. I know that sounds like a Keurig, but this robot would also bring it to me and be friendly like this. It's just never going to end. Landon wrote in and said sandwiches.
I'm so mad.
Lots of sandwiches. Also, it should make sure all my gadgets get plugged in at night.
Like this?
No. We're going to torture him.
I hate this show.
Producer Logan and I are going to torture him all weekend with these pictures. It's going to be amazing. And then, okay, meanwhile, just said, print me that money. Like, he just wants money. Just got to get a robot to print him some money. I like that one. Dan says, lesson plans for anything I might want to learn how to do. For example, save humanity. We're just gonna keep going.
I wish you guys were getting paid for this.
Yeah, I know.
Paid to use this image.
Rebecca says a house. And then Kirk wrote, spray food from Phil of the Future, hashtag lazy, and sprayed pizza for Khail Anonymous, and then sent in this GIF, which is glorious. He sent in a GIF of like the actual clip of, what is it called? Phil of the Future. So we have this like animated GIF thing, which is pretty awesome. Producer Logan, do we have that GIF? Producer Logan hates Logan. Producer Logan hates you today. Okay, guys. So it's time to talk about our very last piece of user feedback. It's time for our phone talker for the day.
The photographer?
I promise it's not Arnold Schwarzenegger.
It better not be Arnold Schwarzenegger.
It's not this. It's definitely not that.
It's the only joke in the movie, and they use it 3 times.
Okay, well, we'll look at a real photography submission. This is from Richard. He took this with his Galaxy S5. He said, hey, Khail and Ashley, here in Georgia, we've had a good bit of rain from the past couple of weeks, and this week has been dry, hot, and muggy. So last week, after a big thunderstorm rolled through, I walked outside to see the yellow sky, making everything look as if wearing yellow-tinted sunglasses to see this beautiful sunset, reflecting off these clouds looking like flowing cream in the sky. Hope y'all enjoy the photo and keep on rocking. Your down south friend, Richard. That was so poetic. There's really nothing I can add to that.
Richard needs to write love letters for people.
You do, like in Her, just like in Her. And then you could fall in love with a robot OS and then be sad because it'll leave you for other robots to go make a
I know where you're
crazy
going
singularity.
With this. Yeah.
No, I'm not, I promise. But if you want to submit your photography, you can email us tomorrow at cnet.com. You can always find us on social media. We're Tomorrow Daily, mainly on Twitter, but we're on a couple of other social media networks as well.
And if you want to follow us on our own personal Twitter accounts, you can find me at Khail Anonymous. You can find her at
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
At Terminator Lover 3000.
Not me. I'm not a Terminator Lover. You can find me at Ashley Skeva. That's it for the show this week, guys. We'll be back on Monday with a brand new docket of weird, wonderful science fact and science fiction. But until then, be good humans or Terminators, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Come on!